Following Israel's initiation of large-scale airstrikes and bombing raids against Iranian targets in the early hours of June 13th, significant questions have been raised regarding the capabilities of Iranian air defenses. Although Iranian ground-based systems have been credited with multiple interceptions of Israeli missiles, and with the downing of 3 F-35 fighters deep inside the country's airspace, the Iranian fighter fleet is not reported to have played any significant role in air defense operations. Although Iran's large fleet of over 300 fighters is very much obsolete, the modernization of its F-14 fighters and significant enhancement of their armaments was previously expected to allow them to play important roles in defending the country's airspace. While very far from cutting edge, the sheer size of the F-14's radar and its ability to carry oversized very long-range missiles were expected to allow it to serve as a launch platform for long-range missile attacks against Israeli fighters and tankers far outside Iran's airspace, with the indigenous Fakour-90 air-to-air missile having been developed in the mid-2010s specifically for this purpose. The Fakour-90 was developed as a heavily enhanced derivative of the American AIM-54, which was supplied to Iran in the 1970s to equip its F-14 fleet. The AIM-54 was until the 2020s the longest-ranged air-to-air missile ever operationalized in the Western world, and had an estimated engagement range of 190 kilometers. Although its specifications were highly formidable, with the missile carrying a large 60-kilogram warhead and pioneering the use of active rather than semi-active radar guidance, the AIM-54's reliability proved poor both during the Iran-Iraq War and in multiple clashes between U.S. Navy F-14s and Iraqi combat jets in the 1990s. The Fakour-90 was expected to improve on the AIM-54's reliability issues, while integrating a modern seeker, and was confirmed to have a much extended engagement range estimated at close to 300 kilometers. Although not able to shoot as far as the 400-kilometer range Russian R-37M, the 500-kilometer range Chinese PLXX, or the 400-kilometer range American AIM-174 unveiled in 2024, the Iranian missile could still comfortably outrange any other deployed by a Middle Eastern state including Israel, providing an opportunity for the F-14 to play an important role in air defense operations. Despite the Fakour-90's impressive performance specifications, a number of factors have likely prevented the missiles and the F-14 carrying them from playing a major role in air defense operations. A primarily limitation of the F-14 is the age of its ANAWG-9 mechanically scanned array radar, which is expected to be relatively straightforward to jam, and which would in any case be beyond its capabilities to guide missiles against targets close to 300 kilometers away. Although these constraints could be circumvented by networking the fighters and their missiles with ground-based air defense systems, it appears unlikely that Iran has invested in modern data links to integrate its assets in such a way. Although Iranian F-14s may have had limited utility had Israeli fourth-generation F-15 and F-16 fighters operated near the country's airspace, the fact that they have given it a wide berth and been used to fire missiles into the country from safe distances has prevented this. The aging F-14s are not expected to have any significant capability to target Israeli F-35 stealth jets that have been used on penetration missions, with the advanced radar evading capabilities of the cutting-edge aircraft being far beyond the capabilities of the ANAWG-9 to track at range. Thus, although the Fakour-90 may be a highly potent missile class, the requirements for a modern sensor suite or for advanced data links to make effective use of such armaments has served as a major constraint. That's all for today's update. Please subscribe and like this video.